Hello and welcome to Unit 9 Note with Mr. Kuiper. I am your host, Mr. Kuiper. Today we are going to start this journey together. This journey is the journey of trigonometry, which sounds really fun, I'm sure. Trigonometry is basically fancy for just the study of sides and angles in right triangles. So there's no need to worry. That's basically what trigonometry is. And before we get started with that, though, what I'm going to have you do is write down this universally accepted mathematical acronym for helping us understand trigonometry. This is SOHCAHTOA, pronounced SOHCAHTOA. And if you're lucky enough, you'll watch a couple YouTube videos which will instill SOHCAHTOA in your head, and it will be a good time. The warm-up that we're going to do in class today will hint at some of these ratios. We're going to start with the, as you can see here, the tangent ratio, which is actually referring to this T over here. That T is going to stand for tangent. And basically all that means is, it is the ratio of the legs opposite and adjacent to the angle. So if you're really astute, you can realize that O is going to stand for opposite and A is going to stand for adjacent. Okay, so kind of the formula that we can use here is that the tangent of an angle, and I'm going to use this quite a bit, and can't see that. I'm going to use this quite a bit. This is a Greek letter theta, and basically think of theta as what x is to algebra, how you typically solve for x. Theta is to geometry. Theta is always, it's a missing angle. So anytime you see tangent of this thing, it's called theta. And we always use theta as, hey, I don't know this angle measure. So rather than putting x, we're going to put theta. So the tangent of this angle, of any angle, by definition, is if you're starting at this angle, you go to the side opposite, and whatever that distance is, that's your numerator. And then the side adjacent or next to it is the denominator. Okay, and this can be a little bit confusing to start out. So I'm just going to draw a rough sketch here of a right triangle. Very basic, 3, 4, 5 right triangle. And let's just say that I put my theta, my missing angle, right there. Okay, so I don't know what this angle is, this angle measurement is. Well, one way that I can help find out what this angle measurement is by using the tangent ratio, because I know that the tangent of theta is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side. So one thing that I might recommend that you do as you get started with this is, okay, here's theta. From theta, just start labeling your sides. So from theta, if I come straight across, this is the opposite side. Okay, this 5 over here, this is the biggest side. It's across from the 90, so that's always going to be, well, I'll just label with an H for hypotenuse. And then this side right here is right next to it. That's the adjacent side. So from theta, from this missing angle right here, this is the opposite side. This is the side next to or adjacent to it, and this is the hypotenuse. So if the tangent ratio just says, oh, okay, well, the tangent of this angle is whatever the opposite side is over whatever the adjacent side is. The opposite side is 3, and the adjacent side is 4. So the tangent ratio, tangent of this angle is just 3 over 4. Okay, so you're just writing down that ratio of opposite over adjacent, which is where this TOA part comes in. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, O over A. So TOA helps us remember tangent, opposite over adjacent, which is what we wrote here. Okay? So we'll do a couple examples looking at this. So example 1 here says find the tangent of A and the tangent of B. Write each answer as a fraction and as decimal to the thousandth place. Okay, well, let's start with the tangent of A. So I'm starting with this angle right here. I'm going to let this be theta right now. Now from here, this side over here is my opposite side. I come straight across. It's opposite this angle. This side right here is the adjacent side, and then the longest side over here has to be my hypotenuse. So the tangent of A is equal to opposite over adjacent. Remember, SOHCAHTOA. So TOA, T-O-A, tangent is opposite side, which is 15, over the adjacent side, which is 36. And we would be done, but this is actually a fraction that can be simplified. So if we have a fraction that can be simplified, we want to do it. If we take a 3 out of each of these, you get 5/12. Okay? So that's the tangent ratio for A. The tangent ratio for B will be slightly different because you're starting in a different place. Now, we're not starting with this angle, we're starting with angle B. So this OAH isn't going to be accurate anymore. The H will still be accurate because my hypotenuse doesn't change. That's always the longest side. But now across from angle B, this is my O, this is my opposite side, and this is my adjacent side. So now when I do the tangent ratio, remember tangent is, once again, opposite. TOA. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side here is 36, and the adjacent side is 15. So just the exact flip of tangent of A, and you get 12/5. So the tangent of one angle and the tangent of another angle have a relationship, but we want to just make sure that we know which angle that we're starting from. Okay. All right, we'll do a couple more here, and then we'll move on to the other two ratios. Okay. Actually, let's do number 2, and then we'll move on to the next ratio. Okay. Find the value of x, round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So what do we have here? I have this angle, I have a right triangle, and I know from this angle, I know my opposite side. What I'm trying to solve for is my adjacent side. So how I can solve for this angle this side right now, I can't use Pythagorean theorem because I don't know this side. The only way that you can solve for this is by setting up a trigonometric ratio. And the reason that I need to use tangent again is because I know my opposite side and I'm solving for my adjacent side. So O and A. So the tangent of my angle, well, I actually know my angle this time. My tangent is 25. So the tangent of a 25-degree angle is equal to opposite over adjacent, 12/x. Okay. So that's the ratio that you're going to set up. Tangent of your angle is equal to 12/x. Now, there's a couple important things that you need to make sure that you realize. And this is just a calculator question. Okay, if you put tangent of 25 into your calculator, you're going to get a decimal. And that is good. You want to get a decimal. And I need to go grab my calculator. So while I'm grabbing my calculator, you can sing a song about rabbits. I'm back. Sorry to interrupt your song about rabbits. If you have a fancy schmancy calculator, or just, actually I think most calculators now have this, what you need to make sure of is that if you try to find like mode or something similar to that on your calculator, mine actually is the word mode, you want to make sure that you are in degree mode because we're dealing with degrees. And me or Mr. Bernhard can help you with that. And basically, you know you're not in degree mode is when you hit tan 25 on your calculator, you should get this number. Okay, because if you get this number, then that means you're in degree mode. If you do not get this number, your calculator's in the wrong mode and we need to change it. Okay, so if you've ever wondered what these like sin, cos, and tan buttons were on the calculator, well, your curiosity will be answered now because these are the 3 different trig ratios. We're talking about tangent. So the tangent of 25 here is 0.466 equal to 12 over x. Okay. Now, to get rid of a divide by x, you can times by x on each side. So what you have now is 0.466x equal to 12. And then now to get rid of a times by 0.466, you will divide each side by 0.466, and you get an answer of 25.75. Rounded to the nearest hundredth to actually answer the question, 25.751. Oh, no, hundredth, not thousandths. So I did have it right. It's 25.75. So the ratio, the trig part here is by recognizing that I have the angle, the tangent of this angle. Sorry if you couldn't see that. The tangent of this angle is opposite over adjacent, O over A, so 12 over x. So then you actually do the tangent of 25, you get this decimal, and then it's just some algebra from there. So that is the tangent ratio, and now we will discuss the other two ratios that make up trig.